Lewis, welcome to Bristol Bears. It must have been a whirlwind week since you announced you were returning to rugby.
Yes, it has been a whirlwind week. Very exciting one though, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm very excited to kind of get stuck into things again. I know Bristol Bears got a brilliant fan base as well, so that was one of the big reasons for me joining this massive club, and of course the players are exceptional here, and the coaches as well. So yeah, it's been a bit of a whirlwind week, and it's one that I'm raring to go.
Yeah, you said last week when you made the announcement that you were coming back to rugby, how excited you were to be coming back to the sport. Why was Bristol Bears the right fit for you?
I think the way they play the game is exactly how I kind of see myself in that team. The attacking play is amazingly structured, and it's one that I think that I'm going to thrive off. Especially, my previous rugby skills and my ability to, use my speed within the game. I think it's going to suit me to a T. And speaking to the coaches with Pat, I think as many touches I can get on the ball is going to help, and hopefully I can help the team in many ways.
Yeah, you've spent the last 18 months in the NFL, an incredible opportunity for you out there. What have you learnt during that time that you think you can bring back to rugby?
Yeah, I've learnt a lot, not just on the field, off the field. I think, my size has got a lot bigger, my speed is a lot faster. I think just learning about myself, about my body, I think that's been one of the biggest things over the past 18 months, but it's something that I'm really raring to go and looking forward to, getting back into training, getting back to full fitness and showing what I can do on the field ultimately.
You mentioned having conversations with Pat Lam and how important that was to your decision. What was Pat's message to you about what he wants to see from you on the field?
I think it's just about being confident, being confident in my ability to change games and have an effect on a defence. I think, when I finally meet my teammates, just getting involved with them and just trying to get, my hands on the ball as many times as possible and create as many things as I can to help the team win. Because ultimately that's all that matters is winning, and that's my full goal, is to help the team win.
You're still only 24, but it feels like you've been around in the game for so long. You've achieved so much during that time. If we just go through a couple of your key moments and some of your most memorable moments from your career so far, and what you remember from it, and how that impacted you.
Yeah, so this was a very big game for us in the Six Nations. We were down about 13 to 15 points, I think it was, and I managed to score just before the half. But then this try here was one that took us into the lead. But I just remember, how can I make an impact on the game? That's every time I try and get the ball, that's what I'm thinking in my head. And I saw the space down the wing, was calling for it, and Halaholo put a great pass into me, and I used my pace down the outside and managed to see some space in the backfield. Saw Hogg was coming towards me, so I thought I'll put it in behind and kind of use my speed to get me along, and the ball sat up lovely for me, and I managed to score. But this try was probably one of the first tries that kind of almost was a breakthrough try for me, especially for my country. I think that was like my first Six Nations, and one that helped us win the game, and I'm very grateful for my teammates for kind of putting it on the plate for me, really.
People talk a lot about your pace, but the chip and chase is something you've got in your locker, and you've used a fair bit, and we'll see it again in some of the later clips. Having that pace in your back pocket, that chip and chase obviously becomes such a strong weapon for you.
Yeah, I mean, I've practiced it a million times in training every day. It's kind of something I pride myself on, as having that ability to identify space, not just with my foot, but with my legs as well. With my speed, I think whenever I see a one-on-one in the backfield, I think I've done so much analysis on the opponent that usually there is space in the backfield when the 15 is closing, so I can kind of go back to my basics, what I train every day, and that chip and chase is kind of my trademark ability. So this try is another kind of example of trying to identify space in the backfield, using my chip and chase game. This one's off my left foot, and then just using my pace to get around the back of the defence. I think for this one, because I was so deep in their half, there was probably that winger closing in behind as the 15 was coming up. So I think I kind of had to put it a bit longer, but also try and use my pace to get into the try, put the ball down on the try line. But yeah, again, it's just something I practice every day, is chip and chase off the left foot, off the right foot. And then when it comes to game time, I think it's just something that becomes natural to me when I see that space in behind. So it's great to be able to have that ability to put in behind and use my pace to get on the end of it.
You're obviously joining a team that is known for attacking from deep and playing an exciting brand of rugby. How important was that in your decision to come here, and how excited are you to play that brand of rugby? Yeah,
I'm massively excited to play that brand of rugby. I think it suits me to a T, and there's this clip that shows it, identifying space in the backfield. It was a box kick, came up, had time, caught the ball, and then it was about picking a hole in the defence and trying to use a step to get through two defenders. And then it was about using my speed and identifying how, the quickest way to the try line was. And that was by using my speed on the outside. But yeah, it all comes down to, identifying space in the backfield and playing from deep, because ultimately that was from inside around 22. So, I'm not afraid to run when I see space.
And you'll be coming into a team full of like-minded players, Gabriel Ibitoy, Calaveti Revovo, these sort of guys who've been carving up in the Premiership and did a lot of damage last season. You coming into that side, that must be really exciting.
Yes, it's very exciting, and I'm sure you can tell on the smile on my face right now, but I've watched all the Bristol games from last year, and the back three is very threatening. The centre partnership and the ability to play the ball out wide from the halfbacks as well. So I'm very excited to join this team, and I know they've got so many special players that can create something out of nothing, and I just want to add to that.
It's a bit of a full circle moment as well for you coming to Bristol, because you made your name as a 17-year-old in the A-League with a try from about 90 metres. Talk us through this one.
Yeah, so this one, I think someone had HIA, so I ended up coming on after about 20 minutes, and this was the first touch of the ball. I came on straight for the kickoff, and as a young player, I probably wasn't thinking kick the ball or pass the ball. I was thinking, try and make an impact with my speed and strength. And I remember seeing a big hole in the defence as I grabbed the ball. So I kind of stepped in, and then I actually can't even remember doing this try. I think it was all just natural instincts from just playing rugby at a young age. And I just remember breaking that line and just making a beeline around the outside, basically, to the try line. But that was my first try kind of for Gloucester, and kind of made my name out there a little bit. And the week after, I ended up making my Premiership debut at 18 years old. So it was an unbelievable achievement. But I think it all comes down to that try, because if I didn't do that, I probably wouldn't have had that debut the week after. But it's just making the most of the opportunities, and thankfully I did there, although it's against Bristol, which is, as you say, a full circle moment.
What are your ambitions now coming back into rugby? You've already established yourself as a Welsh international. You've represented the British and Irish Lions. What's next for Louis Rees-Zammit?
What's next? I think, first of all, playing for Bristol is going to be massive. Playing great rugby, I think that's going to lead me into Wales. It's almost like a stepping stone. I play really well for Bristol. It allows me the opportunity to play for my country, which is, when I got my first cap, that was my dream come true. What's next for Louis Rees-Zammit is playing really well for Bristol.
And finally, Louis, what's your message to the Bristol Bears fans? You spoke about how impressed you've been with them from playing here in the past. What's your message?
Yeah, so for the Bristol Bears fans, I'm going to give it my all. I want to be as exciting as possible. It's going to be a great year, and it's just one that I'm really looking forward to. And I know how big this fan base is and how much they love rugby. So it's one that I want to give back to them, and hopefully I can bring them some really exciting rugby.